Joining us now is one of those 10 senators who got back from the Polish border, West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Thank you so much for being here and welcome back to Capitol Review. So you're the only senator from our region who got a firsthand look at the humanitarian crisis on the ground. I assume this had to be put together pretty quickly. How was this bipartisan trip organized and all set up on who would go and what the objective and goal of the trip would be?
Well, I joined 9 other colleagues from all parties, including the independent party. Senator King from Maine is an independent. And so that, I think, adds to the strength of the delegation. And basically, my involvement in terms of where my area of expertise is on the appropriations side. We are appropriating a lot of dollars to this effort. And so this gives me a good look and see. The other members were on Intelligence Committee or on Armed Services Committee. And I think the fact that we had 10 from different parties really made an impression on the Poles, on the Germans, and our NATO partners. And the mission was to hear from our military, our own American military, the NATO military, our diplomatic efforts, and certainly the humanitarian efforts that are ongoing with this terrible humanitarian crisis that Putin is putting everybody through with his unethical war that he's moving forward with.
And the videos and pictures have been so heartbreaking just to see here on our TVs and phones. I can't imagine really what it was like to see in person. Walk us through that experience that you saw firsthand, seeing mothers and children who left everything, their homes. They said goodbye to their fathers and their husbands to fight in Ukraine. What was that like even to take in?
Well, it's very powerful to go to the processing center to see 1,500, mostly women and children, some elderly, sort of waiting for their next, where they're going to land next. And we had a firsthand meeting with a young mother of a 6 and 8 year old. She said her children are traumatized because of the ongoing sirens, always constant, 24 hours a day. She left her husband, her home, her family. She kept saying, all I want to do is live in my home and live free and be together as a family. These are pretty basic human rights. And she's going to end up in the United Kingdom. So I think a lot of it is just jarring. Many people are being taken in by the Polish people. They have people coming to processing centers saying, I have extra beds or I have an extra room, we'll take a family. And so, there's a good side of humanity that you see, but there's actually a heart-wrenching side to the story. And I think it's important for people to know that there's another 7 million people within the country of Ukraine that are displaced from their own home. They can't live in their own homes anymore. So it's unimaginable. It really is.
Yeah, I really can't believe this. So from your trip and just from your observations alone, what does Ukraine need the most right now?
Well, we met with some Ukrainian mothers and women and government officials. Basically, what they need is lethal and military weaponry. They need to be able to have anti-aircraft missiles. They need to have Stingers and Javelins, which we've provided. But they implored us that we need them more and we need them quicker in order to keep Putin at bay. I mean, Putin has a big army. He's got a lot of equipment and he's got a lot of weaponry. But the Ukrainian people are incredible. They say they're going to fight to the death. So they need our help as a NATO partner. We're providing that help with our NATO partners as well, because it's important for the protection of freedom in this sovereign land. And so that's the message that we received pretty loud and clear.
So following that, do you think the U.S. and our allies will be able to help end this war?
There's no question that we are helping. We trained a lot of the Ukrainian troops that you see fighting now in Europe several years, over the years. We also have provided intelligence. We've provided weaponry. We don't have boots on the ground in Ukraine, and we won't. But we've also been able to help them, along with our European partners and our NATO partners, to be able to strengthen the force in Ukraine and kind of have their back in terms of providing that weaponry. The most important thing is the military help in terms of ammunitions and munitions that are so very important to fight back. And you're talking about somebody, Putin, who will bomb hospitals, kill children with no regret. And I think it's a brutal dictatorship that's something like we've never seen in my lifetime. And in many Europeans' lifetime, they never thought they'd see it again after World War II.
And a lot more to talk about with Senator Capito and her views on what President Biden should do next. You're watching Capitol Review.